I'm Brandi Barnard from BrandiStamps.com, and this is the video all about my November 2023 card club. Card club is something I offer every month, January through November every year, and it's just an opportunity to make 8 awesome cards with me and receive a bunch of fun product. The people who are a member of my club pay $30 to be a part of it, and I'm creating this video for them so they can follow along and create the cards along with me. So if you are in my card club, hey guys, thanks so much for the support. I'm really excited to do these cards with you. They are so cute and fun. And if you're not in my card club, it's too late to join for this month, but you still want to watch because you're going to see 4 amazing card designs all done with the Joy of Noel stamp set. This one is so beautiful. And you can kind of learn about what Card Club is like and decide if you would like to give it a try. I've got a link right here in my description where you can click and learn all the details. That's where you sign up. And whether you're watching this video next week or 3 years from now, you can click that link and join in with my card club. I would love to have you. Okay, let's get started, guys. Okay, so like I said, this is from November 2023. We featured the Joy of Noel stamp set. So I announced that to all the card club members, and people have the option to purchase this set so they can make their cards exactly the same way I did, or they can use any stamps they have on hand. And we actually have a lot of fun seeing what stamps people use to create the cards. So for the $30 that everyone paid to be a part of it, this is the kit that you've received in the mail, and it has so much fun stuff in it. You get all of the cards in envelopes to make 8 cards, plus you get $20 worth of product. So this month it was a roll of ribbon, a sponge dauber, a pack of pearls, and a pack of designer paper. So let's open it up and see everything that's in here. Okay, so this is just your ID sheet. So if you don't make it right away and you come to it later, you will remember exactly which month this was and kind of like maps out everything. In your email, you should have received a PDF version of these instructions as well. So here are the 4 card kits. They're labeled clearly. It says card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4, and in each of these, there's enough to make 2 of everything. But you can see there's a lot of pre-prep happening to make these happen. There's a lot of die cuts and pieces of twine cut. There's embossing, all prepped for you, different specialty papers that you will receive as part of this. These are top-notch, the best of my ability cards. So this month, the products you received, these all are going to get used to make the cards. And you've got the festive pearls right under this white flap. There are red pearls. So you can't even see the red ones, but this is such a pretty pack of pearls. You're going to use them to make your cards this month, and you'll have a bunch left over for other projects. You got a full pack of more dazzle paper. This has gold and silver inside of it. And I've actually already opened this up, and I took 1 piece of each color from you so that I could cut all of your die cuts, because there are die cuts in these sparkle papers in each card. So you'll see that in just a minute. The rest of this paper is yours to keep and do other future cards with, okay? And then everybody got a full roll of this wavy trim. We're going to use it on the cards, and then you'll have lots left over for other projects. And then this is just a little bonus item. Everybody got a little Christmas pencil. It's actually a stamp. We're going to use the end of this to stamp with. And so this is a tool and a little gift for you. So we'll set that aside. We're going to use that when we get to the card 3, I think. And let's go ahead and pull out our stamps and get going. Oh, I forgot to mention, it came with a sponge dauber too. That's why this is hanging out. A little sponge dauber, which we'll be using on the cards as well. So you have every single thing you need to make the cards. The only thing you're going to want to bring to the table are stamps. If you got Joy of Noel, you'll be able to make them just like me. If you're using a different stamp set, go for it. You're going to have so much fun making it yours. The ink pads that I'm using are Real Red, Crumb Cake, and Shaded Spruce. So pull out those 3 colors, or a red, green, light brown that you have that you can use to do similar stamping. And then you're always going to want to have your basic stamping tools. So stuff like scissors, whatever your favorite scissors are, favorite adhesives. I love to use Seal Plus. I often use mini glue dots. I like dimensionals, both sizes. This is the mini and the regular dimensionals. I like to use the Take Your Pick tool to help me place gems. So if you like that, you'll want to pull it out. I often use my bone folder. So these are kind of the basics that you'll want for each month. And I don't put these into the kit because most people already have those. Here we go. Okay, so here's the packet. I'm just going to show you how to make one card. When you do this, of course, you'll be making two. So here are all the pieces. And one of the things that you're going to do first is to stamp the Noel. So here's the stamp. It's got N-O-E-L. We're going to stamp it in real red. And we're actually going to cut this apart to create the 4 different letters spread out. So I'm going to bump it way over to the corner, all the way to the bottom and all the way to the left. Cute. So let's set that aside to get dry. We're going to stamp this little background piece onto our red strip. So we'll have to stamp it probably 3 times, but I just want it about in the middle here. 1, ink again, 2, and 3. Okay, so there's that. And now let's do our background here. We'll switch to crumb cake. And there's this big old cool sprig stamp in the stamp set. And we're going to stamp it twice. The first time I'm going toward the top of my card base here, way up toward the top, just kind of tilt it, let it hang off the edge. Ink it up completely again, rotate it around. It doesn't matter what happens in the middle, if these touch or whatever, because they are going to be hidden. Okay, and then we'll want one of those on the envelope too. I always stamp my envelopes. I love pretty decorated envelopes. Something like that. And while I have my crumb cake ink out, let's do a little bit of sponge dauber. So this is the crumb cake ink and just a clean sponge dauber. I'm tapping on here to get a little ink, and I go over here just to see. I make sure I don't have too much. And I'm just gonna add like a little shading of color on these bigger leaves. I also have people come over to my house if they live close enough, and they put these cards together. And a lot of the people did this part very, very dark. So keep the thought to do it subtle. Go just like this. Okay, cute. So we'll flip that back around. We're done with this. Let's come over here and do our trimming. This little Noel is going to become 4 individual chunks of cardstock. So I'm just gonna go straightish lines. I always say straightish because, well, it's hard to get it perfectly straight. We'll go exactly down the middle here. And right between N and O. And then right between E and L. Just gonna make sure those all look good. Take a little extra off the side of the E so that it looks uniform. Same with the O. Okay. All right, now let's come over here. I've got this die cut that we have cut out from the More Dazzle paper. If you look at the back of this, you can see the real texture on this die. This is one of the pieces from the Handcrafted Elements die set that's in the current holiday catalog. And there are little like circles that you can punch out of here. So if you want to be fussy, you can go through. This is cut, but they haven't fallen all the way out because this is quite thick paper. So you can poke those out and just kind of knock them off like that if you want to. Honestly, when I'm looking at this card, I feel like the effect is really similar, even if you don't do that. So I'm not going to bother. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut this in half. It helps if you do it on back. You can line up because there's a little design there that you can follow. This does not need to be totally perfect. We're going to go half and half-ish so that we can just put it here on the two edges of the red. So what I'm going to do is put a few glue dots just right on the front edge of this sparkle paper. 1, 2, and 3. Just on the very edge. Okay, and then I just want it about in the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just glue it like that. And then we'll put the other half across from it. There's one. Ooh, I have good news, you guys. If you are watching this video and you are in my card club, I love you. You're so awesome. I'm really excited. We're going to take off the month of December and I'm just going to hang with my family. I have a daughter who's leaving the country soon, so we're going to have lots of family time before she does that. And then we'll be back to card club in January. Now, if you're not a member of my card club, from this month, I had one extra kit, just an extra kit. And I thought, well, I could give this away. I thought, oh, I'll give it away on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching and you would like to have the kit to make these 8 cards, just drop a comment in on this video and I will send it to one of the random commenters. So I'm putting some more glue dots on the back of this red now. I've already got a couple glue dots right there by the more dazzle paper. And so I just added some out here too. So let's look at this. Half and half, they're glued to the back of the red. Here's how it looks from the front. And then this is already like popped up a little. Excuse me, I need to get my drink. I've got glue dots in each corner here to kind of, they lift a little bit too. And so when I stick this down to my card front, and I do want this to be centered, so let's check it out. Put it over here on my little measuring grid. And just like that. So I always use my grid sheets to help me measure. It's so nice. Okay, so we've got right here. And then you can just come across and glue it in the same place and you're good. Okay, ooh, that's looking so fun. All right, the next step is gonna be to lay down some of the trim. So here's the wavy trim. Oh, I can't remember if I finished explaining, but yeah, basically just drop a comment here on my YouTube and I pick someone random and send the extra card kit. So comment away. I can't wait to send it out to someone who's gonna love it and have fun making the project. And thank you for being here on my channel. It's fun to see you. Okay, so I'm putting a little bit of Seal Plush just right on top of this red. And now I'm going to lay this ribbon stuff right across it. Maybe we need a little more here because that ribbon was being a little disobedient. Okay, now I'm going to glue these letters on. So it'll be an O, E, L. And each of these just gets a mini glue dot on the top and bottom. So the goal here is I don't want to actually try to glue to the ribbon. I want to avoid the ribbon completely. So when I flip this O over, I'll put a mini dimensional. Did I say glue dot? Mini dimensional is what I want. One way up high and one way down low. And now it'll basically be like a bridge with the ribbon running under it. Okay, I don't want that to show, so I'm rolling it back down. Okay. And now the N. Notice I started with the middle letters. It's easier to center if you start with the middle and work outward. And of course, I don't need it perfectly centered, but I don't want it to be crazy. Okay, so there we go, Noel. And the last step is going to be to use our gems. So here's my little pack of gems that I've already had open. And this is where I like to use my take your pick tool. I'm just about out of putty. I need to put a refill in here. We'll see if I can get a little going at the end. Okay, so red gems on this card. 1, 2. Ooh, maybe I'm not out of putty. It's going crazy. And 1. I'm doing 3 at the top and 3 at the bottom. I really love how the subtle little red berries kind of highlight this design. Okay, and that is it. That is card number 1. So, so pretty. Okay, let's get going with card number 2. Here are the pieces for this one. And this one is a really fun, kind of a unique design. I want you to start by looking at the card base. So it's a regular 11 by 4 1/4 with the score line, but it also has this cut, okay? And what we're going to do is glue down this flap in a special way. My multi-purpose liquid glue. So I'll take this, and we're just going to make an extremely thin little line that goes here and here and here. Now I don't want any glue on the inside because when I actually lay this down, what I want is to end up with a little pocket. And so right here, let's see, I'll use this to demonstrate. We could tuck a little money or a gift card in the card right here. So I'll show you in a sec. So we're just gonna let this dry. You've got a little strip. This is from the Joy of Christmas paper pack. And that's going to get glued down right on top of this same red strip. Go right there. Perfect. And then we've got a white piece that goes on the inside. We'll jump over here and do some stamping on it. Okay, so let's pop open our real red ink pad. And this is kind of the middle size sprig. There's a really big one, and this is kind of the mid size. And there are a couple smaller ones too. I'm going to ink this up and stamp it. I want it kind of half off the edge here. It's just gonna go about like that. Same thing on the envelope. I'm making sure I'm doing it right side up. Just about like that. And then we'll use this exact same stamp to stamp the front of this card, this red panel right here. So I especially want some stamping to show up here. And up here. Go down here. And right about here. Okay, this part will be covered, but I've got kind of that holly berry in the background here. And while we're stamping, let's see, switch to the shaded spruce. You've got this little white strip right here and this beautiful little cursive stamp that says joyous. So we'll just kind of go about to the middle. You've got extra paper on both sides. One end is going to kind of go behind our circle, and the other end we're going to trim it off at a slant. So I'll just grab my paper snips and just give it a cute little tilt, whatever you think looks nice, something like that. Okay, and now let's pull out our crumb cake ink pad as well. And sponge dauber again. We've got this cool circle. It's been cut out with the deckled circle dies. And it's also been embossed with one of the Basics 3D embossing folders. And I am going to sponge some color on here. So I'm darkening the edge first. I want it to kind of be the darkest part. And as you rub across, it's going to sort of highlight the texture that's there from the embossing folder and make it stand out just a little bit more, which is really fun. And then you can do as much as you want, just kind of over the surface in the middle. I did the whole surface too, but it definitely is lighter in the middle. That's looking good. Okay, let's start to put this together. We've got this, excuse me, we've got this little tree that's going to go right about here. And also the twine's going to wrap from underneath here. So I'm going to put a dimensional here to hold the tree and Joyous together. But I'm only going to put it in the center for now, where it won't be in the way of my twine. So let's just get this placed kind of where we want it. Right about there. And then let's use a dimensional up higher too. We can roll some seal on this. And we can just place this whole thing on to the circle. So the little slant from Joyous will go off the edge and the corner from the tree will go off as well. See, something like that. And then you'll just take your twine, take, several inches and hold it off to the side right here because you're going to tie a bow, and then come under the tree and just let one of these deckled edges kind of catch the twine. Come under here again and under the tree. Just wrap it again. I kind of let them cross over right there. And now when I come up the back, now I'm ready to do my bow. So just tie my knot, just kind of peeks out from behind the tree right there. So I saw some people at the in-person class just tying a bow and glue dotting it on over here, and then wondering how to get this look. So it's actually a full twine that goes all the way across and ties off to the side. That's why you have such a long piece of linen thread. Okay. So something like this. And now the star is going to go on the top of our tree, of course. This tree and star are both cut from the Merriest Trees dies. Super, super cute set. I have been surprised how much I have used that. Just put that on there. Maybe we could add a little mini dimensional behind the top of the tree just for good measure. Oops. Scoot over a little guy. I'll put it up here. Boy, now I really need it because I bent my tree up so much. Okay, but lay down. There you go. Okay. Now this piece is going to get glued onto the inside. Oh, there's one more thing to stamp that I forgot. So let's go back. This part is kind of optional. So this is for all of you who love to give gift cards or cash for Christmas, because this little pocket is set to tuck anything in there you want to, or if you're not giving a gift card or cash, it looks cute the way it is. No one will ever know there was a pocket there that you did not stuff with cash. But if you want to, you can use this adorable little to from stamp. And that just kind of finishes off the whole, here's some cash for you. Okay. And then we'll add our cute circle to the front of the card. I'm going to use dimensionals to put it on here. And notice I don't want them over on this side because I need this to be able to open like that. So I'll flip this over and I'll just use dimensionals only on this side. I always put one, like if there's something that I can help hold, great. Might as well let that dimensional do double duty. And we'll do a couple on this side and leave that side open so that it can freely open and close. This goes right about in the middle, wherever you think it looks good. You could do it higher or lower. And then we'll come in and trim our ends. Maybe I want those shorter. I don't know. Whatever you think looks cute. And that is card number 2. Look at the cash. Doesn't that look cute? It was so fun. What a fun little way to send a little bit of money to somebody you love. Okay, let's get our pearls. I do have plenty of putty happening now on here. Just kind of do one up here. A couple pearls where you think they look cute. Okay. Okay, here we go with card number 3. So fun. All right, on this one, let's start with this cute little die cut. This piece matches up with this large stamp that we have already used once. So let's grab the crumb cake ink pad again. We'll ink this up. And then you'll do your very best to just line it up. And people were saying it was the easiest if you lined up all the berries. But just do your best and I'll show you how to fix it if it's not perfect. Ooh, pretty good, but see, it's closer on this side than this side. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I like to just take my paper snips and trim off the extra brown cardstock, you know, the part where it looks like, oh, hey, there should have been some stamping there. Just trim it off so it looks centered. And I trimmed mine, or I stamped them just slightly off every time. So I just put that in the instructions. So if you're like me, just trim it up and it looks great. Okay, on this one again, we are going to use a little bit of sponging to color some leaves. Remember, it's subtle. So I'm not getting a lot of ink on there and I'm not re-inking often. I'm just kind of really subtly tapping a little bit of brown color. Okay. Now let's jump over to our red ink pad. And this is where we're going to use our clever little pencil to stamp. So just ink up the end of your pencil and then you can come right over here and stamp your holly berries red. Isn't that fun? When I was creating this, I thought, oh, there should have been a holly berry stamp in the set, but I happened to have a pencil just sitting right there on my crafting table. So I said, I'll try this. And so that's how I did it, and I thought it looked really cute. So we'll just do all the berries. Fun. Stamp, stamp, stamp. All the extra ink off there. And let's keep this out for a moment. We're going to do a little more stamping with that. Oh, actually, nope. Scratch that. Put away the red. Let's get the shaded spruce out. So we're gonna do a little more with the crumb cake. I've got the kind of a little mini sprig that has the holly berries here. I'm going to stamp it on the envelope, just kind of like that. I stamped it inside the card too, just for a little something cute. And then a green holly leaf next to it, just to give it a little color. And same thing on the envelope. Something like that. Okay, time to stamp Joyous again. We'll use it in the shaded spruce again. You've got this nice little piece of white. You're just gonna stamp it just like that. In the set, there's this teeny tiny little leaf. It looks like this. Cute little guy. He's got 5 little leaves. And I went, this is a square piece of shaded spruce, and I went all the way along this edge and stamped it over and over just to create kind of a little pattern. So just make sure you've got your ink pad close by so you can tap in and out. Don't have any other open ink pads, because when you get going like this and you're going A, B, it's easy to dip in the wrong ink pad. So just make sure no other ink pads are available. And then I turned it around and went again, kind of across from it like this. So I'm just kind of dipping into the spaces all the way across here. And this is mostly going to be covered, but we'll kind of get the effect of it. Okay, so now we'll tuck that away. And we'll take this piece and it's going to layer on here almost all the way to this edge. So let's grab our little ribbon. We're going to cut off about 4 inches, enough to go across here. And I glued it right to the edge of this just so that it was peeking halfway out, about like that. And I did it with mini glue dots. So let's make sure it's peeking out about the same amount on both ends. We'll hold it tight. I keep saying mini glue dots when I mean mini dimensionals and vice versa. I meant mini dimensionals this time. So I'll put a few of them, trapping the edge of the ribbon. And there we go. And I'll want a few over here too, just to kind of balance it out. And here and here. I don't mind using lots of these. I love ordering my own stamps and supplies from my store at BrandiStamps.com. Just click shop. You can get all of these amazing things that I'm showing. Okay, I think I got all those backings. Tap, tap. Nope, I missed one. I missed 2, probably. Okay, whew, I'm making a proper mess here. Now, when I glue this down, I'm going to bring this edge real close. So I've got just a tiny edge of shaded spruce there. And then I'll let this one fall where it may. So see how you see that? You see that second row of shaded spruce stamping just a little bit. So we'll get all of our little backings out of the way. Okay, now let's start thinking about assembling. One thing we're going to do is cut out the word joy. So we've got joyous, that was very cute on our other card. And for this one, I'm just going to trim around and just cut off the last 3 letters so that it's just joy. And when I do this, I'm trimming around the words. I go pretty close to the line, but never let my scissors touch it. Always leave an edge of white around there. And of course, you're not going to be perfect. It's going to go in and out a little bit, but as long as you leave that kind of fluffy white border, it won't be obvious where you went in and out. The eye will just see the word with the border. So now we'll go up, kind of give it a little tail, just like that. And we'll come in. And anytime you've got fussy, everything's close, I didn't really try to go closely around that. I just wobbled the scissors back and forth a little so it's not a straight line. And we'll round this out. That was really close to the edge, so there we go. We'll put our Joy right down here in the corner. Oh my goodness. Maybe I will edit that out, hopefully. I'm not a quiet sneezer. Okay, so glue dots, mini glue dots, a couple of those. These are actually really big ones. So funny. They vary just a little bit. We'll do probably just a couple at the top like that because I'm going to put it right about here. I want the bottom of the J to hang off of there. I want the Y to kind of go right over to the edge, something like that. And then this piece is going to come right up in here. We'll let these two beautiful little die cuts come from behind. So this is the same die cut there from the Joy of Noel dies. Of course, I cut one from your More Dazzle paper and one from Shaded Spruce. And I'll just put a little glue dot right on the front at the base of the leaf on both of these. And then I can bring them in. Okay, woohoo, they're stuck to my fingers. We're gonna bring them in, let one of them come from behind, like right about here, something like that, and let the other one come from behind next to it, something like that. And then I'll flip this over and put dimensionals on this whole big layer. Put a few here. Like I said, anytime I can help hold something in place, you saw how I went right to the layers that I'm holding, but then I come out here and do a couple here too. Okay, so make sure you've got your card upright. And I'm going to adhere this just in the center. I've got lots of dimension on the front already, so I'll just use regular Seal Plus to get that glued down. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but right somewhere around the center. Just like that. And then let's grab our gems. I use these festive pearls on every single project, and I use the More Dazzle paper on every single project as well. So this one gets the gold gems. Pearls, we're gonna come out here. 1, 2, 2 right in here. And that is card number 3. Okay, we're ready to hop in with card number 4. Here are all of the pieces. Hope you guys are loving this. This stamp set, oh, it was so pretty to work with. This is a really, really good one. Joy of Noel. Okay, so this card, I've given you a layer of the Shaded Spruce cardstock that's been embossed with this amazing Christmas greetings folder. And so I don't want to roll Seal Plus on here. That'll kind of squish the design down. I'm going to use mini glue dots instead. It's easier to glue an embossed layer with mini glue dots because it kind of seeps down into all the grooves and helps get a strong connection cardstock to cardstock. I usually only do one in each corner. That's enough to hold it even long term. But sometimes it happens, you ever look through your old cards and you get a layer that falls off, an embossed layer like this. That's when you try to use Seal or Seal Plus on a paper like this. You don't get a lot of cardstock to cardstock connection because so much of the paper is lifted. And so it doesn't hold as long because it's not connected. So now we'll hop over. It's going to have a piece on the inside glued to. let's do a little stamping on it. So we've got our envelope and the piece for the inside, and we're going to do a little bit of stamping. Let's do some real red. This is holly berries. There are just 2, and they're real tiny, so I'm going to do them like that, just diagonally, but then I'm going to rotate it and do it again, and so I end up with a little quad, like a little set of 4 holly berries. Just like that. And then we'll grab our shaded spruce pad. This is the holly leaf that goes the other way. We already used the one, so here's our second holly leaf. I inked it in between each leaf so that I could get 2 nice strong colors. Okay, and then you've also got this strip. There's actually 2 strips that are the exact same, and you are going to stamp them the exact same. Get this long greeting that says "Making Spirits Bright." You're going to stamp it twice, once on here ink it again. And of course you're making 2 cards, so you're going to stamp this 4 times, just like that. Okay. Okay, so let's glue our inside piece to the inside of the card, Seal Plus. Right about like that, cute little holly in there. And there's our envelope. Now we're going to glue this red strip to the front of the card. You want to make sure that you go at least 1.5 inches up, probably just a hair more than 1.5 inches. So I'm going to use, you guessed it, mini glue dots because I'm gluing to this textured surface. I can't expect Seal Plus to hold on to that textured surface. I need this gummy little glue dot that sinks down into the spaces. So I'm doing 1 in each corner plus 1 in the center, just like that. So I've got a total of 5. And then I'm going up to the 1.5 inch line, so I make sure I've got it high enough. Do it 1.5 plus, and it'll just glue straight across on top of that texture here. Okay, now pick your Making Spirits Bright that looks the best, whichever one has the prettiest spirits. You can use Seal Plus now because this is just regular flat paper to paper. This is going to have a teeny tiny little red edge to it, so just center it between the 2 lines of red there. And now we're going to place the ornament on the front, but we're going to thread the little wavy trim through it first. And so you want about 5 inches, 6 inches, something like that. Thread it right through here, which is, you know, it's kind of bulky, so it's just not a terrible chore, but just be careful threading it through. Bring that up so you've got 2 ends that are similar length. Now I have a piece of linen thread that was in the kit, and I'm going to tie that around to hold it steady. So I'll just kind of hold it in place, tie a knot around here, just like that. And then I'll do a bow, my bow tutorial. Find the end that goes downward, make a loop with it. And then the other end is going to wrap around, make sure you wrap behind. That's how you get a nice little bow. We can fuss with it a little, get it to look just how we want. And this is going to get glued to the front of the card with mini glue dots because it's got some height to it. Excuse me, and it's sticking to this textured paper. So I'm going to center the word spirits right in my ornament window here, and then I'll want a glue dot here and here, probably one at the base and top of the ornament, and then one right behind my bow. So let's come over here and get those on. Pick one up on the bow. That wasn't too bad. Now we'll lay top of the ornament down. It's the second one. Whoops, touched my first one. Messy, messy. And then one kind of, I actually want it lower because that's going to touch spirits, which it's fine, but I need it to glue to the green. Okay. Okay, line this right up so it looks centered and I can read spirits clearly right through this space. Right here, and right here. So everything's all stuck down. We can trim this to look all pretty and perfect up top. And now making and bright are kind of half covered. So that's where this one comes in. I'm going to cut out bright and making. So I'm just lining up the edge of my snips with the whole word bright before I start cutting. I can see that it's straightish next to there. And I'll just go around there. This is going to end up pretty small, so try to make sure you keep track of it. So there's that one. And if you are struggling with this, make sure you're using Stampin' Up! Paper snips. They have been developed with the right type of blade, right blade width and sharpness to be maneuverable for trimming and working on paper crafts. Okay. So I'll take Making and Bright. Once again, I'm using mini glue dots to attach those. This is my #1 adhesive. I rolled it up just like a little cannoli, and I'm putting one right behind the M in Making. And I'm rolling another one. I just kind of get a hold of the corner of it with my fingertip and then push it until it's all rolled up. That gives it extra height, the rolling, and also makes it tiny enough to go onto here. So now that I have a rolled glue dot on each end, I can put this right exactly over the top of the original Making so that it's just got a little extra dimension and nice and readable. So 2 more, we're rolling a glue dot. Oops. Got my very last one here. So let's throw that away. I know you're not surprised that I'm going through mini glue dots. Okay, so did you guys comment on this video yet? Don't forget, somebody is going to receive the free card kit to be able to make this. That's products and all. Like, you'll get the ribbon, you'll get the pearls, you'll get the paper, you will get the 4 different ribbon kits. It's going to be awesome. So I can't wait to go through and choose someone from the comments. So we'll put it bright right here. Oh, and we're almost done. The only color of pearls we have not used yet is silver. So it's time to hop in here with some silver ones. And we'll put one kind of up here and a couple down here. Which one of these cards was your favorite, you guys? I would love to hear what you liked the best. This was card #4. All right, let's pull all of them back in here. Make sure we can see all of our pretty creations. And remember, Card Club members got to make 2 of each of these. So I hope just with the 8 cards and envelopes, you guys feel like this is a great value. But you also get products, like you have tons of this More Dazzle paper, tons of this wavy trim, tons of the dots. You've got a sponge dauber you can keep using. And of course, don't forget the beautiful Christmas pencil. And so hopefully you guys are feeling like Card Club is awesome value and you're excited to make these cards and send them out to your friends and family. And if you're watching this video and you're not in my card club, the link is right in my description. Just go and click that and you can learn more about how it works. You can join no matter when you are watching this and get the next month. It just costs $30 and you get everything, make 8 cards plus $20 in product. So it's a great value. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. Have a very Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next time. Bye.